Hello everyone and welcome to today's live session. So it is the 24th of April 2024, currently 3:30 p.m. UK time. So looking at the dollar index to begin with, you can see I'm on the 8-hour time frame at the moment, just to highlight that we do have this 8-hour supply, that bullish candle before that bearish move that broke structure. So we could actually be using this potentially to then continue down. I would like to see that. On the 4-hour time frame, you can see we've got a candle there, but I'm just going to leave it as the 8-hour. Okay. So yeah, just really nice price action there coming out of the daily imbalance. From the 4-hour time frame, you can see we've had the high, the low, the lower high, and the lower low. Okay, so this is now the new bearish leg on the 4-hour time frame. So the fact that we've broke bearish structure on the 4-hour on dollar would indicate that there's a potential reversal, obviously with the pairs traded against the dollar, GU, EU, AU, and all the rest of them. Okay. So what we'll do to begin with, we'll start off on pound yen. So nothing's really changed in terms of my bias on this. I'm still bullish. You can see yesterday's candle closure was very, very strong. We closed above all of this noise. Yeah. And it is looking like this high could be vulnerable. We've got that daily imbalance left out in the open there too, which could be used at a later date. Okay, so going down into the 4-hour time frame. Okay, going down into the 4-hour, what we can actually mark on is this 4-hour structure. Now, I'm not going to take much note of that bearish break because we are bullish overall. Okay, so that's the high there. Then we had a higher low there. So that's what we're currently working with the most recent 4-hour structure. Okay, that we've closed above that high there. Okay, if I just align my crosshair up, you can see that slightly. So this high here is what I'm talking about. So take note of the crosshair, and then looking to the right, you can see we've had a candle closure above that, just here. So we've gone back to bullish, in other words. Okay, so in this particular case, it'd be, just waiting for a pullback of sorts. Ideally, I mean, obviously we could just continue bullish, which, with GJ, I wouldn't put it past it because when it moves, So yeah, we could have a pullback. If so, then I'm going to be looking for specific areas to look for reversals from. Okay, that being one area there. Okay, 191200 around that area. So I'm just going to leave that and just for now, just be patient, sit on my hands and wait for price to play out. Okay. Notice how I'm not marking that high on because I don't know that that's the actual high. Nobody knows that. So I'm just going to leave it open because if it continues higher, I'm then going to drag this higher. Okay. So pound dollar. Let's just zoom out on the weekly just to understand where we are. Let's go one more on the monthly. Okay, so on the monthly time frame, we've wicked into that. Let's just get rid of that. We've wicked into that monthly support. You can see how that support or level has been used multiple times. So that was actually printed in June 2020. Price spiked into it there. Then we closed below, continued down. Price spiked into it there. Spike, spike, spike. Closure above. Price on the following month used it as support, and away we went. Price came down, closed below it. Price has come up to retest this monthly area, another spike into there. So this is a very, very valid, valuable area, I would say, for pound dollar because it's been used multiple times. and you can see that visually with the candles and the wicks and all the rest of it. So this could be used once more as some sort of support to potentially even take out that high there, because we've got a monthly imbalance right there, very, very visible, with liquidity resting below. Okay, so that's a possibility for sure. Going to the weekly time frame, you can see how, look at this weekly candle, it's just wicked into that and away we've gone. Bullish close. Well, it's not closed yet, but it's looking bullish. Yeah. So with that in mind, ideally we want to be looking for buys if we're coming off of such a strong higher time frame level. Okay, so going down into the daily, on the daily time frame we've had a 3-pin pattern indicating a possible reversal. So 1, 2, 3, closure above. So what I'm now looking for, similar to GJ, is on the 4-hour time frame, I'd want to see a pullback. Very, very simply put. From the low to the high, I'd want to see a discount of this leg for me to even think about going long. Yeah, buy low, sell high. So specific levels at which I'd be looking at to buy from would be down here, 1.23500, and pretty much that's it. That's all I can see, to be honest. 23500 is a very, very nice key area, and that is the monthly level as well. So yeah, that could be a nice move. So looking at euro dollar then, let's do the same thing. Let's go to the monthly time frame. Let's determine where we are and what we're doing and where we could potentially be going into. So on the weekly time frame, sorry, the monthly time frame on this, we've wicked into that area right there. Very, very simply put. Okay, wicked into that monthly support, and price actually closed above this most recent high. Okay, this was printed in April 2023. Price wicked into it, filled this imbalance, comes back down, finds its feet, comes back up, closes above this. So this pullback here could just be a pullback to potentially take out that and that. Okay, again, just paying attention to the candle closures, because at the end of the day, that's all we can go off of when we're doing technical analysis, is just reading the price action. That's what we can do. Obviously, there are fundamentals that come into play as well, but in terms of technical analysis, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'll take that away. I'll leave that on there because that's a monthly area as well. So let's go down into the weekly. Now the weekly time frame, this is where it gets interesting, because the weekly time frame last week created this, a fresh level, bringing it through. You can see this week has used that as support, and we've sprung to the upside very, very nicely. Okay, don't forget this level here is a monthly. We can even do it slightly different, just to remember that's the monthly area, that dashed line there. Just to go back to the monthly there, look, and you can see that in 6 days and 7 hours this monthly candle closes. So if it closes like this or even higher, that would be a very, very nice rejection from this area, which would indicate upward movement. If we close below, that would indicate that we want to go lower and maybe even reach this. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at on EU. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that, let me just take this off of the 4-hour just so we don't get too confused. You can see that off of these levels, off of these higher time frame levels, now what price has started to do on the 4-hour is print higher highs and higher lows. So we are now bullish on the 4-hour. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. We're now bullish because we made a high, a higher low, and a higher high. So now this is our new leg. from the low straight into the high. That's our new bullish leg. So if we're wanting to ride this wave to the upside, we'd want to wait for price to come into another discount. Obviously, it doesn't have to do that. It can just continue up. We know that. Yeah. But ideally, if we want to buy it, that's what we'd be looking for. And actually, very, very nice 4-hour imbalance right there that price has reacted from. To the pip, by the looks of it. Yeah, 4-hour imbalance, bringing it through. Look at that reaction. Bang. Okay. So this could just be used to pull price down before we want to continue up. That's all that could be used for. And currently speaking, we are within another 4-hour area, which could be used for just that, to push price down before we continue up. Okay, so that's just what I'm seeing from a 4-hour perspective. There's no need to go down lower, because on the 4-hour, that's what I'm seeing. So that's what I'd be waiting for on a 4-hour perspective. There's no point now going down into the 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. It would only be valuable to do that if and when we are down here, because we want to be using those time frames to enter. Okay, so let's look at gold. So gold is looking really nice for the buys. Okay, so just to reiterate, we tapped into this weekly imbalance, and before we speak about this, let's also look at the fact that this weekly candle hasn't got a wick to the upside. There's no wick. There is no wick. So this whole week has just been purely downside, purely downside. Now we are Wednesday currently, so